So, Respawn just announced some huge legend changes are in the works for Apex Season 9. And of course, every time Respawn tends to drop a brand new season, or right before Respawn drops a new season, we tend to see some legend rebalancing and some legend changes because Respawn wants to make sure that going into a brand new season, some strong legends are balanced out and some weak legends are brought up and put in a very good place to actually perform well. I wasn't expecting Respawn to give us so much information this early on because Season 9 is still like 3 weeks away, but we do have some interesting stuff to actually talk about in today's video in terms of legend rebalancing on a whole. So if you guys play Octane, Lifeline, Revenant or Loba, then keep watching for sure. Before we move on though guys, I'm really close to 50k subs. We have like 1.5k subs left to go, so if you still haven't hit that sub button on the channel as yet, please hit that sub button. I'd appreciate it so much. Help me reach my goal of 50k before Season 9 drops, and also hit that like button as well if you enjoy my content. A like goes a very long way on YouTube, as I always say. So with that said, let's take a look at these legend changes coming in Season 9, and first of all, let's start things off with Lifeline. Lifeline has been a very good legend in this game for about 2 or 3 seasons. Basically ever since Respawn gave Lifeline the automatic res with the res shield, ever since Respawn gave Lifeline that passive ability, she's been insane. And since then, Lifeline has pretty much been a top tier legend in this game, right? But Respawn has announced some very big nerfs on the way to Lifeline's res. So someone asked the live balance designer at Respawn over on Reddit, how is Lifeline's kit being handled? And regardless of whether her ult gets changed or buffed, her passive needs a 10 to 20 sec delay between revive. As I said, right, Lifeline's passive has been an issue for a very long time because she can just spam res all the time, and in the right hands, Lifeline could be a very dangerous legend to actually play against because of that very simple passive. So here's what John Larson, the live balance designer at Respawn, had to say. We're removing the res shield, increasing the tactical healing speed by 60% and buffing the care package to give guaranteed upgrades. So basically we have a very big Lifeline nerf, but we also have 2 big Lifeline buffs as well. The spam res will basically still be there, but you won't have like a shield to protect people who are getting res, which to me is a very good change because you don't have to rush into a Lifeline team to kill somebody who's getting res because of the shield. All you have to do once Respawn actually implements this nerf is to just shoot them because the shield will no longer be there, which to me is a very good change and a necessary change as well to Lifeline's kit. So thumbs up to Respawn for actually recognizing this was a very big problem and making this nerf. But they're also increasing the healing speed of Lifeline's drone by 60%, which is a very big increase, and this should make a very big difference in gameplay as well. This means that Lifeline and her teammates will basically be able to heal a lot faster and get back into gunfights a lot faster as well, which should make, as I said, a big difference in how Apex is played. And they're also buffing Lifeline's care package, the ultimate, to give you guaranteed upgrade. So basically, let's say you have a blue shield. If you use Lifeline's ultimate, you will get a purple shield for sure. It's a guaranteed upgrade, and that to me is a very good change. So Lifeline to me will be in a much more balanced position in Season 9. Her spam res won't be as effective because of the lack of a shield now, and you don't have to be as aggressive when you're fighting a Lifeline team because you have no shield to worry about. You can just shoot them and they'll die, which is good. And also Lifelines have to be a bit more strategic now on when they're choosing to res, because if they just res their teammates in the open, because they have no shield now, they could easily get their teammates killed if they res in a very bad position, which to me, as I said, is a great change. So what are your thoughts on these Lifeline changes coming in Season 9? Do you guys think that Respawn is doing the right thing? Do you think that the nerf is a good nerf or a bad nerf? And also, what are your thoughts on Lifeline's buffs as well? Leave your comments down below. Next up guys, let's talk about Loba. Loba has been kind of like the black sheep of Apex for a very long time because she has huge potential in this game. Like, her abilities could be really good, but there are so many bugs right now and so many changes that Respawn still needs to make to really, make Loba fulfill her true potential as a legend in this game. So Daniel Klein, who is a senior game designer at Respawn, basically gave us some hints on the upcoming Loba changes in Season 9 over on Twitch. And here's what he said. Basically what he said was that Loba will get a shit ton of fixes for her bracelet in Season 9, but it won't fix everything just yet. Some quality of life fixes for her bracelet, as well as a light ultimate nerf to her black market boutique. Now this gets me excited for many reasons, right? First of all, Loba's bracelet to me, if buffed in the right way, could easily become one of the best tactical abilities in this game. easily. Now back in February of this year, Daniel Klein did talk about some potential Loba buffs that Respawn is playtesting, right? And here's what he said. We're currently playtesting a version that doesn't slow you down at all while the bracelet is in the air, and that doesn't slow you down when you arrive at your target location. A bit scary, but it's been testing well so far. Now if this is in fact the buff that Respawn is planning to give Loba's bracelet in Season 9, she will become a very strong legend in this game for sure. One of the biggest reasons why Loba's bracelet isn't the best it could be is because when you actually do decide to use it, you have such a slow effect that if someone catches you off guard, if someone sees you like teleporting away, they could easily just beam you and kill you in one go. So because of that very simple fact, you can't really be too aggressive when using Loba's bracelet. You can't really be too, risky, because you have to wait some time to actually ready up when you use the bracelet. But if Respawn is working on this change to the bracelet in Season 9, as I said, it'll be a lot more effective and a lot more usable in many different scenarios. But he also mentioned a very small nerf to her ultimate, which to me is fine because Loba's ult right now is kind of crazy. It's insanely strong, and a very small nerf to her ultimate won't really hurt anybody, so I'm not too mad about that. So what do you guys think about these changes coming to Loba in Season 9? I feel like it's time for Loba to really become a good legend, a top tier legend in this game, because she's basically been kind of, below average since she was released back in Season 5. So Respawn, give Loba some love in Season 9. It's about time. It's about time. Now let's talk about Revenant. I've seen so many comments wanting to see Revenant like buffs and stuff in Apex, because Revenant right now is in a very interesting place because his ult is insanely strong. It's very effective, and it can be quite annoying to play against. So buffing his ultimate straight up isn't a very good idea in my eyes, but like buffing certain things surrounding his abilities and his climb, his passive, would be a very good idea to me. So here's what a designer at Respawn, his name is J-Beebs, had to say about a Revenant buff in Season 9. Revenant means, listen up, we're working on Revenant stuff. Don't think the community reception would be very positive if we straight up buffed him without addressing some frustration surrounding his ult. But I like the idea of a greatly increased climb. So based on that very simple response right there, guys, most likely Revenant's climb will be buffed in Season 9 and his ultimate will be addressed as well. His ultimate to me is in a very strong borderline OP state right now, and I think Respawn will not buff that anymore. If anything, they most likely will nerf his ultimate very slightly in Season 9, if I'm being real. But buffing his climb to me does make a lot of sense because right now it isn't too effective. Maybe even giving him like 10 seconds of non-stop climbing is a very good idea, and it would make his passive a lot more useful as well. So look out for some changes to Revenant as well in Season 9. Guessing by what Respawn said, it most likely won't be any like, game changing upgrades or buffs or anything like that, but a buff to his climb right now to me does make some very good sense. So what are your thoughts on these Revenant buffs and nerfs as well potentially? Let me know. Now last but not least, guys, Respawn is also planning an Octane nerf in Season 9. Now I'm not sure if Octane really deserves to get nerfed in Apex because he was just buffed and he was such a bad legend for so many seasons before Season 9. So I'm not sure how I feel about a straight up Octane nerf, but here's what Respawn said a while ago about nerfing Octane. Ever since Season 9, they've realized he's become extremely dominant and they need to shave a little power off. So basically what Respawn is planning to do is increase the damage from his stim to 20. It's actually currently 12 damage, but they're reducing the cooldown to 1 second and the regen is also the same. So it's technically a nerf and a buff, because if you want to actually use Octane stim now, you will take a lot more damage, right? Almost double the amount of damage, but you can basically use this stim a lot more now and you have the exact same regen on your health. So it isn't just a straight up nerf. It isn't like it's butchering Octane and making Octane completely useless in Season 9. He most likely will still have a good amount of effectiveness in Season 9, but you'll have to think a lot more when using the stim now because of the damage increase. So with that said, that's all of the changes we know of so far coming to Legends in Apex Season 9. Obviously Respawn could still decide to add more changes, add more buffs, add more nerfs, we're not too sure as yet, but this is just kind of like the basis of what we know so far surrounding these specific Legends in Season 9. Respawn is still most likely going to nerf Horizon, maybe give Wraith a very small buff as well, so there's going to be many more upcoming changes in Season 9, but at least for right now, these are the most recent ones Respawn has been talking about. So with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in some more Apex. Till next time.